Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Mattikes Show. Today I've got a wonderful guest with me. The other podcast I was talking about Russia and Ukraine going at it. Well, lo and behold, with me now live was let him introduce himself. We welcome into the studio Vladimir Popov. Welcome in.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much for having me.
Appreciate you for coming in. You're most welcome. We do have a few questions for you. First things first, what is your relations with Russia? What do you know about the situation?
Well, thank you for having me on your show. The first thing that I can definitely say is that many times when I lived in Russia, I knew there was very weird, awkward moments. State TV dedicated against all of us to produce propaganda, wickedness, just all kinds of nonsense towards us so that we would not realize and we would not understand what was actually going on in the country.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Because in all reality, you guys are fed a lot of propaganda. Not as bad as we would say North Korea, but just what we've seen alone in this war. Enough propaganda to knock. They make you believe anything.
Exactly, they make you believe anything they want you to, and it's very hard not to understand because when you're fed lie after lie after lie, you never fully, you can't fully understand the truth. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know what you mean, actually, because here in the States, we're kind of had the same issue. And of course, not near as bad, but somewhat bad. Okay, so now I've got a few questions. Why do you think that Russia's acting this way right now towards Ukraine?
Well, I will tell you right now. First things first, I know quite a bit of few things about Vladimir Putin. I worked in his castle for a while there. I noticed him several days. I noticed different things happening. And oftentimes we don't realize what's going down. But I saw certain strange and unusual circumstances unfold themselves. And I think he has been triggered. He is not a normal person, alright? In Russia, we have some crazy people, but he was very abnormal. I saw him take his 3-month-old child and launch him into the swimming pool, trying to teach him how to swim. Now, I did not think it was a great idea. I've done it to my own child, but I at least waited till he was 3 years old, not 3 months old. Vladimir wanted to teach his child early, so that is what he did. But he did try to poison his cook one time with a special ingredient that causes you to get massive and explosive diarrhea, then eats you from inside out.
My goodness. Are you serious? My goodness. I know some crazy things happen over Russia, but
I'm very serious. Yes, he threw newborn baby into swimming pool, and I dove in after the baby to save him from water's harm. And Vladimir was not very happy with me at all. He told me if I do it one more time, I'd be thrown in the pool next by his bodyguard, and I would not come above the water for another breath of air.
So you had your life threatened?
Yes, I did.
So why would you actually say though that this is actually occurring? Why would you say that Putin is acting this way, in this manner at this time? Why did he wait till now?
I don't know. He's always had temper problems. One time he picked up a TV and threw it across the room and hit his dog by mistake. The dog survived, the TV did not. Vladimir has anger issues sometimes, and rightfully so. He's, he just that is why sometimes you see photos of him online naked on back of a horse with cross necklace running around everywhere, and it's just because this is the way he operates. He has a very big ego. He's kind of short, and I believe he has complex. It just dictates over his life. It's very bad. It's sad actually.
Well, so you're basically saying that you believe because of his mannerisms, he gets angry really easily, but you think because he's now older that he's just even more grumpy, and he wants to, yeah, he's kind of taking his anger out on a place in which maybe is a thorn in his side type of thing. I mean, we do know that Ukraine did give up its weapons willingly. Uh, Several years ago, gave up its weapons just out of voluntarily and didn't keep anything for in case this situation were to happen. Now, if you could tell us more about the life of Vladimir Putin, what would you say?
Well, he has problems. He is lactose intolerant, and he loves drinking milk. He drinks it morning, noon, and night until his stomach is talking as much as him. And it's a big problem. He clogs the toilet in the palace up. One time, I heard him all the way down to the first floor. The sounds coming from him were unearthly, violent. But anyway, that's besides the point. The point is that he just knowing him personally, he was one time it reminds me he was watching TV once for too long for 13 hours straight, and he received a call from Joe Biden, and well, he got really mad out of nowhere, and he picked up his dog, brought it to the veterinarian, and shaved it completely bald out of anger. The dog looked like a walking, I don't even know what you call it here in America. It looked like a bowling ball, but a white bowling ball. It was completely bald. It looked horrible. It looked horrible.
Well, okay, but I mean that I get that. Probably, but what I'm asking you, it's like personal situations. Um, I guess what I'm asking is, what's what his personality? I mean, I get maybe he lost his temper here and there. I mean, is he nice to be around? I mean, I'm not looking for what this guy likes to eat and drink. What would you say is his what does he like to do for fun? What is his situation there? What's his lifestyle?
Well, sometimes he likes going in submarines. He likes shooting rifle. He likes being very active. He likes being that outdoorsman, running back and forth. Sometimes naked, sometimes not. One time, actually, he was golfing, believe it or not, and he tried to feed his his helper to an alligator in the water. And the cook saw it and feared so bad for the man's life, he jumped into the pond naked, just underwear dangling around his waist. He dove right into the middle of the algae to save the person's life. And I feel like Vladimir does not process life correctly. He doesn't understand the importance of life. He's, $5 here, let's blow this person up. $5 there, let's shoot him in the forehead. $5 here, let's poison him with his inside to eat his outsides.
And well, that's more of a. So you're saying he does have a temper problem when life doesn't go well for him. What? I mean, it's extreme. I get that. It's very extreme. But what do you think should? I mean, what do you think the situation really should be to handle this situation? To get, I mean, what should they do? What should we do as a country to get this guy to stop doing it? I mean, today Russia slapped sanctions on Joe Biden personally and about 12 other U.S. officials. What would you say should be done about it? We'll be right back. When we come back, we're going to be taking a new observation, a new look at this situation. Yeah. We'll be right back right after these messages. Well, there ain't really any messages to get to, but we're just going to take a break. Welcome back. No, that was a quick break, about 1 second, but it actually live was about 5 minutes. We're back in the studio. Mattikes Show here with you. We currently have Vladimir Popov with you. We have a new guest here in the studio, Jake Reynolds. Why don't you introduce yourself? How you doing today? I'm pretty good. My name's Jake Reynolds. I'm from the deep South Florida. Thank you for having me on the show, Mattikes. Thank you for having me come over. No problem at all. Thank you for joining us. Now, we also, of course, have Vladimir now with Jake. And new news, it says Zelensky says Ukraine must accept it won't join NATO in significant concession, but adds the country has learned who our true friends are, as Kyiv braces for 36 hours of hell under fresh Russian bombardments. Now, what do you think of this, Jake?
Well, I think what they ought to do is they ought to take a bomb and put it right underneath the toilet of old Vladimir Putin, blow his toilet up while sitting down underneath it so he can get a little taste of his own medicine, as he's been invading Ukraine for the past 3 weeks, starving people, knocking them out of power, thinks he's God or something as he prances around in his pink dress. I don't know what's going on over there. They need to put him to a stop. That's all I've got to say about the situation. I believe what my friend Jake here, I believe we are friends right now. Yeah, share our friends. We're on the Mattikes Show, aren't we? We are friends. We are very good friends now because we both came to the show together. We both understand how life works. You are a good friend. You are very friendly. I love you.
Well, don't go too sentimental now. You just calm down right there. Okay, boys, we're talking about Zelensky with Ukraine, all right? Let's stay focused. Let's stay in the mix here. I want to get your thought, Vladimir. What do you think about Zelensky saying Ukraine won't join NATO?
Well, I believe what he is saying is that it's been 3 harsh weeks in Ukraine, and if they have not been accepted yet, they will never get accepted. They must realize this harsh reality is right here, around the corner. They must accept it sooner than later and brace for a very strong storm from the military.
Well, very good analysis right there, actually. Finally made a little bit of sense. Jake, what do you think, though, concerning this?
Yeah, I think it's just about right, by the way, because, excuse me, boy, oh boy, just popped out of there like a coon after never mind, but, excuse me, boy, I try to hold that burp back like a man in a pink dress, try to hold it back and then didn't hold it back good enough. But anyways, I think what's going on is Zelensky, he's like, boys, do you think we're going to join NATO? And they're like, I don't know, let's ask. Hey, can we join NATO? And they're like, no, because if you join NATO, this is going to cause a big fight between Russia and the rest of the world. So they're like, no, listen, it ain't happening, boys. It ain't happening. So he's like, okay, state TV, here I go. And I thought the radio, TV, and had been taken out by a bomb, but I guess he's still chittering Ray talking away on state TV. He says, they ain't joining NATO. And I think he's like, hey boys, we gotta recognize what's going down. He realizes that we just got into an alligator fight And we ain't winning the fight with this alligator because none of the other boys are coming over to help us. So we gotta realize that we just have to take it with a grain of salt and just fight the alligator ourselves and try to do the best we can. And our friends over there cheering us on, but they ain't helping. They ain't beating the alligator no stick, saying hold on to him. So it's just up to us to do what we need to do. You know, I think I think I speak for everyone when I say this alligator is one tough alligator, but we might be able to take him down.
Well, I mean, if we have enough heart, right? If we stay true to ourselves and we fight this, which, I mean, once again, as I said, Ukraine did get rid of their weapons voluntarily. This is kind of ridiculous. You think now at the same time they were talking about pointing, if I heard this right, pointing their weapons towards Russia, something on the lines of that. Vladimir, comment on that, please.
Well, yes, they wanted to point their weapons straight to Russia, and I think the Russians on the border started peeing their own pants out of fright. Who wants to have a missile pointed right at them? Would you like to go around shopping knowing a gun is pointed out the back of your throat?
Well, I don't think your throat has a back. I think it has a front. The back of your throat would be a neck.
You get my very point, but stop trying me. You are supposed to be friend. Anyways, what is taking place now is a very, very difficult situation. Now, you have to understand from either side. Now, this war should not have started in first place. There's many demands, but I think the longer this goes on... Excuse me, I think it was the jalapeno peppers I digested before entering the kombucha, before I entered this place. Excuse me, but I believe we need to work together. We need to hold hands and sing together. Pardon me. We need to sing together, hold our hands, sing lullabies goodnight, and get along peaceably. Alright, as simple as that.
Well, you think we should hold hands and sing lullabies? Do you really think do you think Vladimir Putin is going to hold Joe Biden's hand? I wouldn't hold anybody's hand and sing lullaby and kumbaya with them. I mean, let me tell you something though. Vladimir sounds a little happy over there, a little too happy to what's going on. I'll tell you one thing though. If I was, I feel like we need to work together though and become stronger through this. Well, my final question before we all go, I'm going to ask, what would be your resolve in this situation? How would you get over it? How would you handle it? What do you think is the best solution? Vladimir, you go first.
Well, when we think about how we should end this thing, we must think very deeply within ourselves, and we must say, all right. And I think the best solution is they need to have a talk and agree to certain terms and conditions and realize that human life is more important than land and houses. But at the same time, don't give up your house and lands because it protects the people. So they have to work together very hard, but they need to come to a conclusion to stop the fighting and work for everybody in this situation.
Very well put. Any last thoughts on how this should go, Jake?
Well, yeah, I think, in all honesty, they need to line up. They need to go to the border. I think if they started hunting pigs, this might just end up. I mean, what if we all started hunting pigs together? Right? We wouldn't be hunting humans anymore. We all need to hunt pigs. We'd be all right. There wouldn't be nothing to worry about. Everything would be A-okay. But they're not trying to hunt pigs. They want land back. You make no sense. Oh, look, we're supposed to be friends up in here, right? I'm telling you, if we all go mudding, we all, let's just say, take our shirts off and go digging down in the deep old mud with old curlicue piggy. We take them down. We tie them up, lasso them, do all kinds of stuff, We just all work out for the good. We stop finding the people. We start finding the pigs. Let's go hunting, boys. That's all I'm going to say. That's why I end this, Towers. We're going to find those pigs,
And when I say pigs, am I referring to humans now? I'm saying we find those pigs. Now, let me tell you something, man. The only thing I do now, I think one thing we ought to do is we need to blow up the sewers in Russia. If we blow the sewers up, do you think anyone's going to be able to handle the smell of that? Let me tell you something. After someone's had a nice cracker with vodka, that toilet's going to smell the high heck. It ain't going to smell none coming out of that thing. It's going to smell horrible. Right? You know, that's all got to add to this situation. I think I'll blow the sewer pipes up and let's go hunting pun pigs. That'll fix everything.
It will not fix everything. What is something a pig going to help with? Shouldn't you get bacon? All right. You know, what's that? You need to stop thinking you are not in Florida. This is regarding Russia. If it is the bear, is the powerful bear, it is swinging his hands back and forth. It is mad. Its claws are coming out. It razor blades. It is silver-tipped grizzly. It's very powerful. You can't just go hunting pigs. What are you talking about? You sound like a ignoramus.
I ain't no way to talk to a friend now. Let me tell you something right now. I'm telling you, you need to listen to me right now. If we just take this place over, we can blow that sewer pipe up. We just go, look, if we all focus on the pigs, everything will be nice.
But we are not all focused on pigs right now. Vladimir will shave your pig bald just like he shaves his dog's bald. And he will look like a giant pink piece of bacon running around everywhere that you see, just hopping back and forth like a peach.
Oh my gosh. Guys, okay. You guys went off way topic. You took way too long, Jake, to talk about pigs. Way too long talking about pigs. I'm just going to end this note. There's a difficult situation going on right now. When you get to the bottom of it, what is the solution? I'm asking for a solution. Blowing a person's sewer tank up is not going to cause a solution for anything. Neither is hunting pigs. Working together, yes, but singing lullabies is not going to bring us any joy and peace. It ain't going to help nothing, all right? So, what do you think we ought to do? Tell me. You go first, Vladimir.
Well, the actual solution is we have to understand one another's feelings. You know, I personally think that if we can possibly stop Russia from invading, everything will be okay. But we have to work with them first.
Oh, very well said, but once again, you're repeating yourselves like broken records. Back over to Jake. What is your final thoughts? Boys, I'm Florida grown you. Let's go. Let's go, boys. I'm going mudding tomorrow in my truck, my big haul truck. And let me tell you a little story about my truck. I was driving around my truck the other day, and I ran right into a cow that had gone astray from the pasture. It knocked the entire front end of my vehicle, lost control. I tied that thing around a telephone pole so quickly your mama can't slip on a pink pajama pants than that. And let me tell you something what happened. It was like it was more slippery than a banana peel in a grease pit. Let me tell you something. I got out of that vehicle. The gal's head was 15 feet away from the body. So I took that cow and I ate it. I cooked it up and I ate it. So I'm looking forward. I'm for dinner tonight. That's what I'm having. And tomorrow I'm going mudding with a new truck. Oh, it's a beautiful orange blue stripes down the side of it. A nice old Dodge. I love that old Dodge. I heard Dodge transmissions are really bad. I ain't no bad train. Let me tell you something. Any vehicle's transmission is bad if you run into a cow. I'll just put it that way. You run into any type of cow, let me tell you something.
Was the cow your wife?
No, it's not my wife. You little insulting little guy. What are you talking about, my wife? I wouldn't be eating my wife for supper now, would I?
I just thought, you mentioned cow, and I know you country people have very fat wives sometimes.
Why don't you just mind your own business and worry about your own wife?
I am not married to anybody. I asked one time, I got down on my knees and I said, will you marry me? And she said, I'll have to think about it. And then she ran the other direction and I never saw her again. She ran and ran and ran. Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, because somebody calls somebody else's wife a cow, probably don't get too much attention from other women. That is not the reason why. I find out 15 days later she was arrested for doing illegal drugs. She took over the recommended dose of ibuprofen. She stole it from a man with 800 milligrams, and she was arrested by the police permanently. She has never gotten out since that day because she overdosed on ibuprofen. She said she felt wonderful. I knew it was weird. She goes, "Oh, I'm feeling so wonderful today." I said, "Oh, this is the beautiful moment for me to get on my hands and knees and ask her, you got on your hands and knees? What are you trying to do? Worship her? Was she in a cradle in the middle of Bethlehem? What are you talking about?" "No, I get the due respect to say, will you marry me? We had dated for nearly 3 weeks."
"For nearly 3 weeks? What are you talking about?" Now, let me tell you something. These women are real shady people. You got to date for longer than 3 weeks. I mean, they might come out and say, you know, I was a man before this. And you got to run the other direction as fast as possible because, I mean, let me tell you something. I'll tell you one thing. You do not want to have a country man as a wife.
Well, if you have a countryman for wife, it is no longer a man, it is a wife, it is a woman.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but it ain't so true. Back to what I was saying. My wife ain't no cow, and I'm going mudding tomorrow.
What is mudding, by the way? What is it, planting vegetables?
No, it's when you take your truck and you drive through mud puddles and almost lose control.
How is this fun, driving your truck around like a mindless moron into the middle of a field through bumps and chisels and stuff like that?
Oh, it's a blast. You'd want to do it when you do it one time, you'll do it 1,000 times.
What do you do for work anyways? To have all this money to be able to tie trucks around trees and then get other trucks. What do you do for a living?
Well, you cannot, I can't answer that question because it's personal information.
What, do you work for CIA or FBI or something? I mean, you tell me that you have truck, it's beautiful truck, oh, I can drive. Who takes a beautiful truck off of the lot and drives it right into a piece of mud pile?
I do. Okay, boys, okay, we're wrapping things up here. Enough with the fighting. About, I get the whole thing with Muddy. Okay? I get it. We were talking about Vladimir Putin. All right? We're done with the subject. Thank you for coming on the show. You guys will be off this show for a while. You guys fight like cats and dogs. I'm sure you're still friends and all the lovey-dovey stuff. Thank you for joining us today. Like, subscribe, please share. Best of luck to both of you. I mean, good heavens. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. May God bless the United States of America. So long.